Oracle just laid off 20,000 employees. 20,000 employees. It's getting worse.
They just cut over 20,000 jobs at Oracle. But this isn't about AI replacing workers. It's about something way more calculated. And it's happening across the entire white-collar industry right now.
I am terribly sad to record this. I believe that millions of white-collar workers are going to lose their jobs in the next 12 to 18 months due to AI. AI is now able to do the work of a very, very smart human in minutes or even seconds. This is going to displace marketers, coders, designers, lawyers, accountants, call center workers, you name it. The result of this is going to be an ever more extreme winner-take-all economy where the top 20% or so are able to thrive, and then the bottom 80% are left behind. And when people lose their jobs, it affects dry cleaners, dog walkers, hairstylists, restaurants, all local businesses that see less people who are able to spend. Personal bankruptcies are going to surge. College graduates are going to have a very difficult time finding entry-level jobs. People are going to be very, very angry by the fact that this path to middle class status and social mobility is going to be broken. We should be doing much, much more, including a universal basic income. The AI job apocalypse is real and it's underway.
So my husband's old boss just sent him a text message to let him know that Oracle just laid off 20,000 employees. 20,000 employees. It's getting worse. And now there's going to be 20,000 new additional people looking for a software engineering job in a field where there seems to be no more jobs left. 20,000 people are now going to be fighting it out to try and get a job in a field where AI is basically taking over. This is scary. So my husband still doesn't have a job. He has been trying to find jobs, has had plenty of interviews, has done plenty of tests, immediately gets a rejection letter shortly after doing whatever tech stack he has to do. But now there's 20,000 more people looking for a job.
Wow. In that area.
Just let go of 20,000 people. That's insane.
Any of the tech workers still unemployed from the mass layoffs, have y'all been getting feelers sent out by recruiters yet? Suddenly I have a lot of recruiters in my inbox for contract work 6 months to 1 year at a time, but they are all hiring for a ridiculously low hourly rate. So jobs that I used to go on where I would be making $50 to $70 an hour are now hiring for $25 to $30 an hour, which is about the same amount that I make doing retail management work, except with my retail manager's job, I at least get benefits. The whole reason for a high hourly is that you are charging for the benefits that you do not get as a salaried employee, including things like job security, your 401k, and your health insurance. We are undergoing a major salary reset for the tech industry at the very least, if not across the board. They are trying to get white-collar workers as close to the minimum wage as possible.
I never thought about it like that. Reducing the salary, not even laying you off. I just thought, and I see the data for the layoffs, but just underpaying people and forcing them essentially to accept these low wages.
Never once did I ever think my tech job, my cushy tech job, would be the equivalent of working retail. Never. And now I'm sitting here with interviews from the Big Five that offer the same amount as my retail job, but I mean less, honestly, because I don't get health insurance, I don't get benefits, and I don't get paid time off. My retail job is more competitive than the tech jobs I'm going out for. And I have 10 years of experience in high-level content strategy and algorithm work. This is wild. Never in all my years would I think that that specialized work would be competitive or on par with my retail job.
It could be in the next couple of years, these are the roles that are elevated the most, and that plumbers regularly earn more than lawyers.
What are the occupations that you genuinely believe won't exist 5 years from now?
All of them. All occupations won't exist 5 years from now as we know them.
People say lawyers are going to be disrupted.
Well, I recently had a legal case that I had to resolve, and it was going to cost us £50,000, so $60,000, as a start the process with a law firm. We took matters into our own hands and we used Claude, and we actually fixed the process and resolved the process by spending $20 a month. And Claude gave us a coaching session on how to handle it, gave us multiple decision tree pathways, gave us the documents that we would need, gave us an Excel spreadsheet of do say this, don't say this in the negotiation. And it made me realize, my goodness, what a lawyer's going to do, because if all they do is charge for time for money to regurgitate contracts, I don't believe we're going to need these business models as they currently stand. I think they're going to have to change and adapt. I think a lawyer needs to take a completely different shape. Part business coach, part lawyer, part prompt engineer. They're going to be the key person of AI in the room, who the lawyer's job will be to work with you on your AI prompting and help you. You're probably going to need a lot less of a lawyer's time. In the last 100 years, lawyers have had a very, very stable role in society and a very professional role in society. But unfortunately, things do change. The nature of the economy is changing. We've seen people who work with their hands and people who turn up to your house and fix your house in a devalued role. And it could be in the next, couple of years, these are the roles that are elevated the most, and that plumbers regularly earn more than lawyers, simply because the nature of the economy has changed. One thing I've learned over the last 25 years is the pendulum swings. Very few things stay the same. There is always this swinging pendulum, and the swinging pendulum is like, oh yeah, white collar work behind a screen is the high value thing. Oh no, it's actually blue collar work with your hands. You talked about supply and demand. We now don't have many plumbers and electricians, and the blue ocean is now being a tradesperson.
You're being conned right now. These mass layoffs that everyone is saying is because of AI, they're not. What they're doing is they're resetting the job market so that all of you start accepting roles and jobs at salaries that you would have previously left at. This is not a technology issue. This is a greed issue. And while, yeah, sure, AI is taking some jobs from some people, that is not what's happening here at a wide scale, right? They are doing this, and they are making people go back to the office in the hopes that they'll quit. And they're doing it so they cut costs, which is going to help their stock prices go up and their exec pay packages go up. And it's going to signal to investors that they are investing in AI and getting efficient gains and all of that, so that they look like they're, on the up and up with AI. And guess what? When they actually need humans again, guess who they're going to call? They're going to call you, but this time they're going to offer you probably maybe half the salary that you had when you left. And you're going to have been unemployed for so long that you're going to take it because you're desperate. Okay. So in a world where basically the cost of living is skyrocketing, maybe doubling, you are about to get half of your pay. And that is the future of work that no one's talking about.
I work in tech, or at least I used to work in tech until recently, until my whole team got laid off. And the craziest part was in my exit interview, they go, hey, we're replacing you guys. We're getting rid of the whole team and we're replacing you guys with Indians. Yeah, I swear to God. I looked them dead in the eye and go, you guys know I'm Indian, right? Like, we can get the rest of these people out of here, but you can keep me around. I'm already Indian. We can get rid of these crackers and replace them with my friends. I know hella Indians are like, no, you don't get it. You're not the kind of Indian we want. I'm like, okay, what do you mean, what kind of Indian do you want? You want me to do an accent? I'll do the accent. I don't know if this would make me a better engineer, but it seems to be what you want, so I'll do it. And they're like, no, you don't get it. We want Indians from India. I was like, okay, sure. I was born in India, moved here when I was 2. My family moved here for the job, but I guess if you want to move the job back there, I'll move back with the job. It doesn't seem like a big deal. Like, no, you don't get it. We're getting rid of you. We're moving the job to India to be done by Indians from India who live there, who will do it cheaper. And in that moment, I turned into every one of your fathers. I was like, these goddamn Indians are taking our jobs.
Dang, this is crazy. Where will all these people go? That's the question someone asked after posting this list of the 2026 layoffs so far. U.S. government, 317,000 jobs. Amazon, 30,000 jobs. Microsoft, Ford, Starbucks, and Block just announced half of their company gone, all due to AI. That's not a slow shift, that's a wave. I've been laid off twice. The latest was in 2023, and it honestly broke something in me for a minute. Good title, stable company, gone overnight. And at the time, AI felt like a future problem. It's not a future problem anymore. I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying it because I genuinely wish someone had shaken me awake sooner. One of the most dangerous places to be right now is fully dependent on one company's budget decision.
Laid off in 3 hours.
Have you ever been part of a corporate layoff? Because it is fun. So here's what happens if you haven't been a part of it. Basically, someone will let you know that a whole bunch of people got laid off, like at the top. And you'll be like, what? And then you'll start texting around with all your friends. And then the HR invites start to go out. They're like 15-minute slots. And so then begins hours of texting everyone you know. Did you get the HR invite? Did you get an HR invite? Are you safe? Is your meeting 15 minutes or is it like 30 minutes to an hour? Because that usually is a longer discussion about a transition into a new role, right? But the 15-minute ones are pretty clear. It's like, hi, thanks a lot, see you later. So I got my 15-minute invite for noon today. Obviously broke out crying. Was kind of planning on leaving anyway. I think we all were. The writing was all on the wall. But, you know, bills. Money. I would love to sit around and do nothing, focus on self-care, you know, all that kind of but instead it will be a scramble to find the next source of a paycheck, and that sucks. It's a shitting. I do have this feeling like it's gonna be okay. I do get that when I'm someone where it's harder for me with the potential of a threat. Then I panic. What if? But when actually hits the fan, my brain rallies. That's when it gets like, we're going to figure it out. It's going to be okay. It's meant to happen. You knew this was coming. Like, we'll figure it out. Like, there's always a way. It's a gift, you know? You're thinking of every movie scene, like Sound of Music. Whenever God closes a door, somewhere he opens a window. That's a terrible, terrible accent. But the whole fixing up your resume thing, ChatGPT has made that a much less painful process. But
every time I think I'm not going to get emotional, I end up getting emotional. But basically, this is my second time in the past, I think 3 years, being laid off from, honestly, somewhat of a dream job. And while I'm so incredibly grateful to be given opportunities to work in really cool industries and with really cool people, it is draining. Not only is it really draining working corporate sometimes, but working in a field that tends to have a lot of layoffs, because even when you have a job, it never really feels that secure. And the irony of it is I'm a recruiter, and I have been for the last 7 years. So I literally work in hiring, and I work with people who either lose their jobs or are transitioning jobs all the time. But when it happens to you, you still don't really know what to do. And even when you know that the layoff is not your fault and there's not really much you could have done, even in this last role, I was literally promoted 3 months ago, and then last Friday was my last day. So even knowing that there's nothing I could have done and getting feedback that there's nothing that I could have done, it's hard, because a part of you is really proud of your work and where you've gotten in your career. And so it feels like rejection when it gets taken away from you, and that part really sucks.
The worst of it. Yesterday, the company laid off approximately 1,000 employees company-wide, and nearly the entire visual development team at Marvel was let go.
Before I spread this post, when I saw it on social media, I needed to fact check it. So I reached out to my good friend Andy Park, who was the genius behind creating the original Wasp supersuit and the original Wasp concept drawings for the film Ant-Man and the Wasp. and just said, is this true? Is this really what's happening? And he said, yeah, it's true. Wow. I have been let go. And I can't quite believe that Disney have let go of the artists who brought the current Marvel universe to life through their imagination and their genius. That the people who invented these characters in the first place, who designed them in the first place, are now being replaced by AI. AI that will take their designs and take what those artists created and use it to create iterations of that. I am so sorry, Andy, and I am so sorry to every single one of the artists who were let go in the 1,000 artists that Disney fired, and particularly the entire team at Marvel who have been considered obsolete now after building the Marvel empire.
So I got laid off this week via an email. Let's talk about it. My name's Kendall Levin. I'm 27 and I live in Austin, Texas. And for the last couple of years, I was making $250,000 a year at the largest software company in the world as a software sales manager. On Tuesday at 6 a.m., me, alongside 29,999 other people, got an email from an anonymous alias within the company stating that due to a restructure, our positions were no longer needed and that our employment was terminated immediately. Opened up my computer and sure enough, I was locked out. So it's been a lot to process, but I'm kind of excited. I'm not bitter. I completely understand it from a business standpoint. It sucks, obviously, for me personally, but at the same time, it makes sense. And I support where the company's going. And so with that, sometimes sacrifices are needed.
I mean, you're making $250 a year, W-2. This is probably how you respond. I've been working here for 5 years. I done racked up $1.5 million. I'm good. Hey, I'm with the employer.
And unfortunately, this time I was that sacrifice. So trying to figure out life. I haven't focused on living in the last, 7 years. So my entire 20s, for the most part, have been consumed with work. Not to be dramatic, but my life literally revolved around this job. To the point where I'd wake up in the morning, I was so excited to go in and see my team and see my friends because all of my friends are at work. Because I don't have time to do anything else after work. So literally all of my social interaction happened in this building for the last I've known. I come home, I go to dinners with people that I work with customers. That's my evening activity. I come home, I work a little bit more, and then I go to bed, and then I wake up and I do the same thing the next day. And now all of that is gone. I don't know what to do with my time anymore. I mean, it's really weird to not know how to live. I've lived in an awesome city for the last 7 years. I barely know it. I bought a house. I haven't even unpacked because I haven't had time. I'll show you my garage. Like, not even kidding. It's exactly where the movers left it. Do I even unpack? Like, am I going to be able to live in this house? How am I going to do it? How am I going to find another job? There's 30,000 other people that were laid off with me that are also looking for jobs. So what does that mean for me? I don't know. But I'll tell you what it means today. And that means that we're going to go live.
One thing I was unprepared for in the professional world was how they do layoffs. There was this one guy who had worked at the company for 8 years. He had moved closer to the office to cut down his commute. He never talked bad about the company, and you could tell that this company was his life. One day, he gets a call from his boss who he had worked with for 8 years, and he joins a Zoom. Immediately, HR joins the call, and he knows what's going down. After that call, laid off, he goes back to his desk, picks up all his stuff, doesn't even say anything to anyone, doesn't say bye. I don't blame him though, he's probably in so much shock. Gathers all of his stuff, walks out the door. Just like that, 8 years and gone. That's how layoffs happen. And the craziest part was no one around me looked surprised because it's so normalized. It's just another day in the life. And even the people who had known this guy for 4 or 5 years weren't surprised. If you ever think a company cares about you, just know they don't. They're gonna do what's in their best interests, and so should you.
Look, I don't know if this is the full picture or just panic spreading online, but one thing's clear. A lot of people are worried, and some of these patterns are real. What do you think? Are we really heading into mass white-collar layoffs, or is this just fear getting amplified? Drop your take below.